Now, South Africa, I don't know what Muchi the ANC is using, but I want some of that stuff. Because just when you thought it was safe to vote, all hell has broken loose. That's right. No one could have prepared us for last week's switcheroo, which saw the Duke-wearing millionaire from DAgang switch her colors and her allegiance for a lighter hue.
Dr. Mampila Rampili has accepted the DA's invitation to stand as our presidential candidate.
So basically, you've been wasting everyone's time trying to convince us that DAgang was actually a political party and not a hobby, like Pilates or catching butterflies. And correct me if I'm wrong, but was it not Rampele who insisted when she returned to politics that she would never join the DA because it was a party of white capital? Well, that autobiography of yours might need a chapter about jumping ship. How much do you want to bet, South Africa? How much you want to bet that Rampele is a baganeer? You know what they say, you can't trust a baganeer. Those pirates, you can't trust a pirate, man. But why did she leave in the first place? January, bossy. Truett's accounts had to be paid. Rent was due from that little back room of theirs that they call the headquarters. Even Auntie Moneybags felt that January pinch. She was like, yo, January, wafiwa. It's rough here. But the worst thing about this whole situation is that Rampela's offense knew nothing about the financial woes in the organization.
And you know, our office are open day in, day out. We are paying rent monthly basis, unless if, you know, we are not using money to pay that rent. So the word bankruptcy is manufactured somewhere.
The truth is that the academic Duke wearer had put herself up for adoption, and it didn't take long for her to find herself her own Angelina Jolie to come adopt her. Come here, you little black baby, come here.
She is a person with a very, very long struggle history and pedigree that few South Africans can match.
This merger came as a surprise to a lot of us, but the oldest African political movement, with political expertise of 102 years, were telling this to us from the beginning.
It's an announcement of another stillborn party, a party that was conceived and it has died before it is born.
But we should have known when the two parties were giving each other mixed messages.
DAgang is alive and well, and I'm the leader of DAgang.
She sounds very confident when you hear her on the phone, but if you see her in person, you'll find her. She's wearing a last number DA election outfit, complete with a matching blue all-stars, shouting, Viva DA! Da, da, DA! But veterans of the Democratic Alliance, with their own biographies, reassured us that there was no confusion.
There will only be one political party contesting the election on behalf of both the DA and DAgang, and it will most likely be the DA.
Aye, Lindy, were things we were born yesterday. You can fool some people sometimes, you can't fool all the people all the time. You say mixed messages and all that rubbish, but we knew from the beginning, because look at this, listen, look here. Very dodgy. Mama, you are dodgy. In fact, if you go to www.doji.com, this image will come up. Very dodgy. Now, why would we say she's dodgy? Because when month end came and the phone went tit, she went, there's money here. Then she went back on the deal. She was like, hey, Helen, this deal of yours is not working for me. Leaving Helen Ziller with egg in her face.
During the course of the past week, I realized we could not in good conscience say that Mampila can be the president of South Africa.
How are you going to appoint a woman with barely any political experience as your presidential candidate? And how are you going to be a DA presidential candidate while you are a leader of another organization? That's like you going, I play for Orlando Pirates, but next week when you play against Chiefs, I will play for Chiefs, but I won't take off my top. Mama, I don't know how to say this to you, but the bolodigi is not easy. You have to hang in there. You have to be strong, man.
News that moves. ENCA.com.